it's Leah with Family Heritage Living. We have started to unpack some of our treasures from our old home that we have not been able to use up until recently. And one of those things is our collection of antique jars, many of them blue. What Victorian or Edwardian home would be complete without these, whether you are replicating it or really wanting to live the lifestyle? So if you've seen some of our really old videos, we show some of the dinner table settings with using pint-size blue ball jars. The problem with this is often, because of the age, some of these you're talking well over 100 years, they get chips on the side. Now, I don't recommend the canning jar of this age for actual canning, but they're great for using for storage, putting dried beans or whatever in them. Any type of, what's the word I'm looking for? Any type of dried what? Any type of dried item from your pantry. But still, because many of these have glass tops, or they have the metal galvanized tops, and there's ways to get around worrying about that touching the rim of the jar, but nonetheless you still have the chance of more of the edge chipping if you've already got a chip in there. And you obviously don't want to be drinking out of a jar that has a potential to cut your lip or scratch it. So Ron is going to show how he has fixed this for us, and it's a really easy fix. So if you are a antique jar lover like us, you have some of these but you're just afraid to use them for everyday storage or for drinking, maybe this will help you to be able to fix that problem, and you can put these lovely jars to use.
So we tried to pick a couple jars that'd be easy to see the rim.
Well, this one doesn't really have a, I can't tell if it's chipped or not.
Let me see. Let me try to get it. Maybe if I got it towards the light.
Kind of too rough for a drinking glass.
Right. Let's see. Here, we can see it. Yeah, we can see it really good through this light. Okay, so you start off with 220.
Well, that's just what we have. So it's a piece of wore out 220, just regular.
If it wasn't wore out, would you go for a finer?
Well, yeah, or just take your piece and wear it out. So, yeah, just smooth it out. And we'll just basically go over that rough edge. See that really much, but
I definitely feel a difference in it. As far as, let me see if I take it over here. You can definitely run your finger over it now without feeling like it could possibly get scratched.
Take a piece of 600 wet dry paper.
Okay.
Whatever brand that you prefer or what the store has.
You can get that at any store, can't you?
Pretty much,
paper.
yeah.
It's not like an automotive specialty.
No. Hardware store, Walmart, whatever.
Like you said, it doesn't restore the jar, but it can keep the jar from damaging anymore. What you see right there when you run your finger around it was really jaggedy to begin with, and now it's really smooth. Whether you put a lid on this or just drink from it, there's not going to be any other issues from that.
And just because we're going to go over it with this 1,000 grit wet dry paper. Not that it really needs it, but you know.
Why not?
I remember it wasn't. I don't remember who it was. Was it Zebulon? We were drinking out of the jars, and he cut his lip several years ago. I don't think anybody had even seen the chipped off edge or whatever, and all of a sudden his lip was bleeding, and oh my goodness.
Yeah, just to clarify, new jars get chipped. I mean, that's.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's not just the old jars that get chipped, but
Right.
it's the old jars you want to try to salvage and find a use for in your home. And it's nice to be able to do this if you're so inclined.
And going over with a finer sandpaper like this does get rid of, more of the unsightly, deeper scratches from the 600 grit. Something else we do is on the jars that need it. There's the ridge from the mold. When they molded them, a lot of them have a kind of a rough ridge
Right.
around there that we've sanded off over the years.
Yeah, because even though it's not a concern of them chipping, they're uncomfortable to drink out of.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's see what that looks like in the light.
Okay. So, let's see. This is after the 1,000 grit. 1,000 grit, right?
Yes.
Even though you can see that, you cannot feel that except for the
Unevenness.
the unevenness of it, but there is absolutely no harshness to it, so it'd be totally safe to be able to drink out of or to put. When I use the galvanized lids, let me show you. This jar isn't as old as the blue jars, obviously, but it is an older ball jar. Unscrew that. The unique thing about the galvanized lid on this is normally galvanized lids only came in
Narrow mouth?
narrow mouth. Yes, thank you. And this, I found a few of these that were the wide mouth. These probably came out in the 40s or the 50s. Maybe even the 60s, it's hard to say, but it's still got the glass inside. And then what I will do with these, like I said, you put these on these older jars that are chipped, and you stand a chance of chipping them more, but I will take just a new ring and slide it right inside there. Because used to, when they had rubber seals, they were just a rubber ring, and it sat between the lid itself and the jar, but when you're not using them to can, you want something to protect that, so we just take one of these and set it there. And so when you set it back on there, I wasn't too concerned about this particular jar because I store flowers in it. But if I were to be storing dried goods of some sort, I would have had that in there in between the two.
Yeah, if you want to get real particular and stuff, you can go over it with some like triple aught or 4-aught steel wool, and polish that area some more, and a little rubbing compound down there if you want to get it so you don't see any of the scratches. But for a drinking glass or just storing dried goods in or whatever, that'll work.